Welcome back to episode 9 of Disc Golf Topics. Today we're talking about the evolution of disc golf. We're going to be talking about how it was back then, what even got it all started, who's the founder of it, who's invented the first disc. We'll be talking about like different generations back then to present and see how it started to develop. It all started back in the late 1960s and 70s. It started off with frisbee contests, distance throwing, and trick competitions, and gradually became frisbee golf. So it started back then. They would just do different competitions. It's to say who can throw farther. I mean, they still kind of do some of that today, but it's not really competition. You can just do it with your buddies or whatever. And then it just became just like a frisbee golf. There wasn't anything really developed yet. It just started becoming like just throwing frisbees, kind of like an ultimate frisbee. Ed Headrick was an engineer of disc golf. He created the first disc and the first course. The first disc that he created it was kind of just like a frisbee, but it had little harder plastic. The first course that he created was Oak Grove Park is in California. I don't know if you can still go there. I'm guessing you probably can, or they have like something, I don't really know. And then the first basket that he created was just a pole. It didn't have like the chains or basket or anything. It was just like a pole that was your target that you needed to hit. The 1980s and 1990s, the girls' sport became more popular. Ed founded a professional disc golf association. He founded that for a bunch of people that could go and like group together and start playing the sport. That also created a rule book that everyone could see and follow, and then organize different competitions, and then so people can start to get their player rating. That started, and then the discs started to become better. In the mid 80s, that's when the discs started. They tried to make more discs so it could have more speed and control. Unlike a frisbee doesn't have much. That's why there's a frisbee for ultimate frisbee, and then there's disc for disc golf. They're completely different. And then in the late 80s and 90s, that's when they started to come out with drivers, mid-ranges, and putters. They just made the plastics a little different. Now we're getting on to the modern era, which is the 2000s to 2010. The media, since now there's a rise in media, it pushed the disc golf way up. People were showing videos online, on social media, and then the more technology of different plastics came in, more sponsorships of different discs, more companies were making more discs, more people are starting to learn how to play so they can develop more technique and stuff. It was just all becoming more popular of a sport, and then social media just added it on and pushed up the rise in disc golf to become what it is today. Now in the 2020 to present, during COVID is when disc golf hit a peak, because most people didn't want to be trapped inside a lot, so they wanted to go outside. And outside, you didn't have to like stay far away from people. I guess even if you could, you're not really by much people. I mean, there's people on the course, but you don't have to have like face-to-face conversation with them. So you're out on the course, having something to do in their free time, because everyone was free because it was COVID and you couldn't really do much. And during COVID, that's actually when I started to play disc golf. It was pretty fun. It's when I started, because like most people, I was bored inside and wanted to do something, and then was like, me and my brother's like, hey, we should try to maybe get into this sport. Got some starter packs and started playing some disc golf and some of our local courses we have around here. It's pretty fun. Glad I got into it, because it's fun. It's really fun to play. I like playing it. And since it was COVID, no people didn't go anywhere, the live television show or whatever that it's on got a high peak because people were just sitting at home watching it, because you couldn't really go to the events, but they did still have events, and a bunch of new courses were developed. And back in 2000s as well. So when disc courses started to develop, because they could get more technology and stuff like that. And then that's when UDisc was created, which we already went over what UDisc is. That was our last video. That's when it was created back then, and then they developed it. And then they also have disc simulations that you can do, made like harder course designs because people could just plan. They had all the free time, and then more technology back in like the 2000s, and yeah. This also created more designs for courses in different countries. There was more disc golf was developed in countries like Finland and other European, and was hosting top tier pros like they do now with the European Open. That's how it kind of all started, was like then. Where disc golf is heading, most professional athletes are training more, to develop more championships, they are developing more championship courses, like high level courses, instead of just stuck to a little bit. They're developing a lot. The spread of disc golf is going way more. They're actually starting to maybe get disc golf in the Olympics. There's also online games of disc golf that you can play. You're gonna do like a VR thing, I'm pretty sure. And then they have disc golf. They have a lot more disc golf simulators, so you can help determine like different discs you need, or how to like help technique on your throw and stuff like that. But disc golf has gone a long way since the very start, back in 1960s to now, and there's much for it to keep going. I expect it to grow pretty much because it's becoming a lot more popular, and there's a lot more pros that are like younger and that are just gonna pop off. But yeah, that's it for episode 9 of Disc Golf Topics. That was some how disc golf is being developed. But yeah, that's it. See you guys on the next one.